Welcome, Supreme Commanders, friends, and random YouTubers that have just gone ahead and clicked. Today, Supreme Commander Forge Alliance takes place on a custom game given to us by the Neuroxis map gen. It is a 4x4 on a 16.25 map, one of those weird ones. Team 1 versus Team 2, and if we take a look, Team 1 on the upper west side today, Team 2 on the lower east side. At some point, I think rather than just calling them Team 1 and Team 2, I'm going to try and give them more exciting names. I'm thinking geographic locations on a map, make things a little bit more interesting. I'm going to start with the UK, and in the lower east side, that would have to be London. And on the upper west side, I think we're going to go with Manchester. So London versus Manchester. I'm sure I'm going to slip up at some point with that, but in any case, can but try, right? And so let's start ahead and introduce our players, beginning with Manchester. Interestingly, enjoying a 34-point lead today, which averages at just 8 points per player. And so in the first slot here, we have Psychopomp, the highest rated player in today's game by quite some in yellow at 2,300. So this guy really knows what he's doing. Going first land there. Moving to his northwest in grey, should I say northeast, is Ayahuasca, our friend from down in Brazil, as far as I'm aware there. Going Seraphim, also first land in grey, he's a 1,400. Continuing on to his upper east, we in burgundy red is Robot, who temporarily forgot to issue an order there. He's a 1,500 Cybran going first land. And then last but not least, in the rear for his team today is Smithers, a 1,600 in pink, also going first land. Lots of Cybrans then on Team 1 today. Let's go ahead on the opposite side of the map. There's this nice big lake in the middle, and start introducing Team 2. We'll start with the sky blue here. Is Nightblood. He's a 1,700 going UEF. He's also gone first land. We'll mix things up and go to his rear here. We've got ourselves Eardin. He's a 1,700 rated player going as the Seraphim race today. Also first land. I think everybody just about gone first land today. To the north is Gamer9 XXX, and no sooner do I say everybody's gone first land, Gamer says, well, I didn't. I went first air in electric blue there. Gamer9 XXX, a 1,400, going as Aeon, first air there, second land. And then last but not least is Nomander, our 2,000 rated player going first and second land in khaki green there for the Cybrans. And so with that player introductions complete, have a little look at the map. We see there are a couple of significant wrecks either side of the lake. We've got 972 here, looks like a Salem wreck, a Tech 2 destroyer belonging to the Cybrans. And over here we've got a Navy Yard wreck, 475. I was actually the first to get an artillery unit over there. No doubt hoping if an unescorted engineer from Team 2 trundle out from the London team, that the artillery may be able to pick it off. And it will, unless the lower team are paying attention. Ayahuasca, however, has got an engineer and already taken the naval yard over here. And Robots looks like he's the first to get his hands on the Sailor Mass. Actually splitting up his engineers there. I can only assume that was a deliberate order in case a bomber came, that it wouldn't be a one-shot job. And very interesting move here from Robot. Sends an engineer across the pond to nab the other guy's mass as well. And so 10 points for Team 1 for Team Manchester for paying attention today. And he also sends an engineer to this Salem wreck, 972 mass. Unfortunately, we don't get updates on that. We actually have to wait until the wreck is gone. We see here Nightblood is moving in. Get a little indicator that the engineer's got about half of it. And so Nightblood moves in. And once the Salem wreck's gone, Nightblood actually the first to realise the enemy engineer there is reclaiming. And so now we see only 240 mass remain after that update. And then Ayahuasca puts a bomb on the engineer. So very, very unfortunate there from Team 2's point of view. Team 1 really did benefit from everything. Quick check then overall on the rest of the map. We'll see how things are going. Little drops here from Nightblood. Slightly ambitious. Psychopomp paying attention. And just wins the reclaim war, has a few, and actually runs away from the second engineer here from Nightblood that was looking to counter this. Psycho Pump desperate to get a drop in, but numerous interceptors on his case. He won't be able to pursue that, and indeed he does drop. First order is a radar, wants to know what's what, and then going for the factories. Of course, hugely important to get the ability to produce more units on the front line rather than having them to trundle all the way from the main base. When I see the higher rate players, they actually prefer factories over point defense or railguns, and perfectly understandable. The factory has quite a lot of hit points in and of itself, and is of course able to produce units that can move. Static air defenses are, well, just a little bit static, right? On the north side, Gamer9 causing a lot of bother with his Auroras. Very successful. Raiding across the lake, picking off build capacity. Auroras and the Aeons there exploiting their abilities to float. Gives them a huge advantage at the Tech 1 stage. On water maps, providing you can use them right. Nomander over here raiding with bombers, going after build capacity. Look at this guy, 5 kills so far. And there's going to be the 6th kill. Robots, looks like he's a little behind in that way. You can see the difference between the 1500 then, Burgundy, and the 2k here in Khaki. How much quicker they can spread out. At 6 minutes 45. I think it's fair to say that Psycho Pump is getting picked on a little bit in a 2 versus 1. Nightblood together with Eodin, both going after the 2300 Psycho Pump in yellow. Nightblood is a 17, Eodin also a 17, so, you know, both of these players very good, 1700 rating. Check back in on the north side, and again, so effective game has been with these Auroras. Look at them, 11 kills just between these two units, and they're still not finished. They're still going deep. Robot desperately needs more units. He's trying to go for the Navy here, but he's finding it very difficult to hold. Nomander applying a lot of pressure. Nomander, notice, who has not gone Navy. Checking back down here on the lower west side. Psycho Pump going for the gun there. He did have some units assist. He's gotten overcharged. Eodin pretty much full health, but is bare. Nightblood anything but. He's like 1/3 health, just below now. And gun upgrade going awfully quick. Psycho Pump assisting with an engineer, a couple of Mantis as well. We've been over that, how much difference the Mantis make. I think we figured that 9 of them basically double the speed. Ghetto gunship now from Nightblood. Mech Marines aboard a transport. They can shoot from the air. Unfortunately, they're shot down, getting too close to a railgun. Psycho Pump completes his upgrade. He's now got the gun. And Nightblood is up front with his pants down. And nothing he can do about it. Psycho Pump with a huge number of units as well. Psycho Pump now having the brains to try and pull the units out the way before finally blowing up the commander. There he goes. Unfortunately, it was a great decision, just a little bit too late from Psycho Pump. All of his escorting units do go. Either way, the first player down from Team 2 there is Nightblood. Inside the 9th minute. Psycho Pump continuing to press now, and he's not only has he got the gun, he's got all these factories here able to reinforce, 5 of them on what you could arguably say the front line. Eodin does have this little factory here. That was perhaps a handoff from Nightblood. A nice drop, but look at this. Psycho Pump, as if Crystal Ball, is already sending units over to deal with it. Yeah, they see he had already picked that up at some stage or other. And yeah, there's only one thing left for Eodin to do, and that is run away. You're outgunned, quite literally, and then the other guy's got more units. You know, if you hang around, you're going to lose. There's no two ways about it. A very nice little, I'm not sure if this was a breakthrough or a drop from Psychopomp, but he's picked off a radar. Temporarily blinds. Certainly reduce the enemy's ability to see what's going on. Ayahuasca here just loitering off the coast. He is still bare, building land factories. We haven't had a little look over here at Ayahuasca. A very aggressive play with a few Zoes there, no doubt coming across the lake as well, causing a lot of bother. Look how many mass points here are missing from Team 2. Check back on the north side. We've not looked over here too much. Robots still struggling to hold this area, although it does have an additional land factory online now. A second naval yard online. Looks like he's going to be okay there for a while now. The commander there is going to be able to deal with this mess, but he's going to have to keep his factories going. You don't want to have these factories idle, not in this situation. He's also getting pressured from Navy here from Gamer9, who's also sending Auroras in. So this is very, very difficult if you are rooting for Robot. The Auroras here, they're just going to wipe these naval yards out. I don't believe this. A couple of frigates as well from Gamer9 XXX, but Robot is really... He really needs some help over here. He's gotten sandwiched between the armies of Nomander and the Navy from Gamer9. So far, London is playing extremely well up the eastern and into the northern flanks. We've got Smithers over here trying to tidy up the rear end. He's got the gun and stealth, trying to deal with some of these units here from Nomander that have broken through far too deep for my liking. Meanwhile, down here, Psychopomp applying pressure onto Gamer9's naval HQ. Gamer, who is in the sea here, loses one of his yards, and the Tech 2 naval yard has been forced into producing Tech 1 units. Of course, they're far quicker, easier, and cheaper to build than Tech 2, because the problem is right here, right now. Numerous frigates there from Psychopomp. See here, Nomander working together, trying to deal with it. They've got to shut this down. Problem is, Ayahuasca, also from Manchester, has sent in frigates as well. And so really, Manchester seems to be ruling the Navy at this moment in time. Ayahuasca over here working on a attack missile launcher on his commander. He's a Tech 2. And so that will unlock his ability to fire tactical missiles. And you can see just at what sort of range that missile launcher has. 12 minutes 45 then, and we're starting to see a collection of, are these Corsairs? They're not, they're Tech 2 Norther fighter bombers. They're the same sort of unit, just belong to a different faction, and they are being sent in from Eodin versus Psychopomp. I can only assume Psychopomp, who has the foresight to put a few anti-airs in the mix, and he starts his dancing moves. Very effective there, dodges almost all of them. The problem is, with more fighter bombers all the time, that's going to be difficult to do. Nice, that one hits a little bit. Most of those miss. That one seemed to miss as well. And so very effective so far. Pings of desperation are going down, but you can see every time one of them connects, it does wipe off a significant number of hit points. Psychopomp there down to just 4,000 hit points. A few fighter bombers remain. He's still desperately trying to dance. He's still got 4,000, and it looks like most, if not all, of the fighter bombers have been shot down. Smithers does arrive now with his ASF, and with that panic over. What's this? Nomander following up the attack. This time he is using Corsairs. There's at least 6 of them. Psychopomp is on the run, and 6 Corsairs that I don't think he knows are coming. All of them unload, and with it, he is out. The strongest player from Team Manchester just got taken out by the Tech 2 fighter bombers from Nomander. Very well played. And at 14 minutes 20 seconds, what's left of his base gets handed over to Smithers. It is a 3 versus 3. Checking in over here. Nomander still pressing. Just feels that on the northern side, it's been land units from Nomander exclusively. I don't think we've seen a commander over here, at least not for some time. And these units are up against 2 commanders. So Nomanda actually doing pretty well holding 2 commanders at bay with the spam. Navy-wise, just seems Manchester is going strength to strength once again, dealing with naval yards. This time belonging to Nomanda. He got these up a little late in game, including a Tech 2 Navy HQ. And London are absolutely going all out to deny that. And there they go. Once again, a second Tech 2 naval yard is shut down. Nice collection of units here. It looks like Nomad is temporarily focused elsewhere. He's going to want to make use of those. I think he's forgotten about them. Nice artillery here from Nomanda going after point defense up on the northern side. And once he breaks through there, he'll be able to carry on pressing through should he wish. Meanwhile, over here, a bit of a breakout from Gamer 9 XXX once again with the Auroras going after naval yards and build capacity belonging to Nomanda. Also with some of the Zooey artillery pieces there. Ayahuasca harmlessly beneath the surface of the sea. With 1 kill to his name, and he does appear to be firing his TAP missiles. Now, at least his commander says he's launching. And there is the target. Tech 2 mass extractors have been queued up. Land battles over here. This time Nomanda has returned with his focus, broken through. As we sit up there, the point defense land factory is now going after mass points. But down here, he has to pull back a bit versus 2 commanders. He doesn't feel that that's a fight he can win. Once again, Gamer 9 attempting to get established in the Navy. We've also got a few naval yards here from Nomanda that were not put out. And here is the first real... I say real numbers. There's only 7 or 8 Tech 1 naval units here, but it's the first of any sort of number that we've seen from Team London. Unfortunately for them, Smithers has got more than enough to deal with it, together with units from Ayahuasca, who is still firing these missiles. He's got 4 kills so far. If we take a look at his commander, 3,000 out of 4,000. And he's actually firing these missiles at naval yards. That is a 1-shot, 1 kill for a Tech 1 naval yards. A very effective counter. Something I used to use a lot if I didn't really like playing Navy. And if the other guy was going heavy Navy, if you could, before they got to the Tech 2 stage and build TAP missile defense, if you could snipe their naval yards, it was a very effective move. Speaking of effective, a huge overrun here from Earden down here versus Smithers. Most, if not all of this, look at this. Tech 3 land factories, Tech 2 going to Tech 3. We've got a few point defense chased down by bricks. And so this isn't a fight ultimately Earden can win, but he's pulled a lot of units out to position. And at least he's going to bag himself a couple of mass extractors. It's a shame that he couldn't have tried to pick off Tech 3 factory. I'm not sure without artillery actually if he'd have been able to do it. Certainly not with those bricks in pursuit. So at 18 minutes, 20 seconds, let's have a little look how the Ecos stand overall. 321 versus 288 when I looked favouring Team Manchester at the top there. The guys in yellow, incidentally, this is what their team can see at this moment in time. And this is what Team London can see. And so, yeah, pretty much an East versus West game right now. Bit of more of an open space on the south side. On the north side is currently heavy conflict. Smithers here with the stealth and gun continuing. He was dealing with breakthroughs before. Looks like he's about to do that again. Although this time he's got Tech 3 to worry about. Although this unit just a bouncer. But nonetheless, it's something you want to be aware of. There are bricks from Nomanda. One by itself you may be able to deal with. But where there's one, there's going to be more. And so here Smithers is, and it does look like the Tech 2 and Tech 3 armies belonging to Nomanda have taken an interest. Nomanda's also coming in with a huge wave of Corsair fighter bombers They unload on a full health Smithers, leaving him with just 2,600 hit points. He gets an overcharging on the brick. It's not enough to one-shot it, and the brick finishes him off. There were 2 further bricks here, and so even if he had a one-shot it, I still think that would have been curtains. And Nomad has got another squad of fighter bombers online. This time, Robot looks like he's on the menu. He is stood under a shield, so that will absorb some of the hit points. And Robot is half health on that first pass. A lot of those fighter bombers were injured. Others were shot down. But there's enough of them that are going to get another pass. It's 6,000 hit points. It's 4,000 hit points. 3,000, 2,000. Robot's going to want to start move. He moves into some bricks. He gets an overcharge on one. He's sub 2,000 hit points. He's trying to get another shield online. Many of the Corsairs now on another pass. He's sub 500 hit points. The bricks continue to pursue. He's trying to get another shield online. He turns back around. He's going to have to get this shield online. But one Corsair with one final volley of missiles gets him. And at 20 minutes, Robot is out. And inside 21 minutes, Ayahuasca finds himself all by his lonesome versus 3 players. Incidentally, guys, and I looked this up ahead of time, Ayahuasca is, and I hope you won't mind me saying, the lowest rated player in today's game. It says on there he's to the nearest 100, he's a 14, and so is Gamer 9 Triple X. But I did look up their scores just beforehand. Ayahuasca is a 1360, if you want to look at do it precise. Gamer 9 Triple X is a 1385, and so the lowest rated player also finds himself down in a 3-1, so he really does have his work cut out for him. And again, I hope you don't mind me saying Ayahuasca, but you really do. He does, however, have the central lake under his control, where he's actually residing personally. He's got 8 kills with that TAP missile launcher, and doesn't appear to be any risk of losing the lake anytime soon. Bricks and together with air here from Nomander start picking off at the flanks belonging to Ayahuasca. Ayahuasca incidentally is now bringing in 639 mass per tick, which is a huge amount of mass. We've got units on the south side from Ayahuasca breaking through. A lot of bricks here. There are a few purses that they're running into belonging to Eodin. Very aggressive lead loyalist there, playing scout. And Eodin forced to bring units, in many cases, spam back to try and deal with this. We're starting to get notifications now that Ayahuasca is completing experimental units. We'll have to take a look at that in a moment. One of the times where the minimap is very ugly, actually. Very difficult to see what's going on. But I will leave it there in case I miss another Paragon. Eodin forced into producing Tech 1 spam now, as these bricks here from Ayahuasca, let's just select them briefly. 8 of them, able to put out 3,000 DPS together with that solitary loyalist, so that is a lot. It's actually more damage per second than a megalith is capable of producing. And Ayahuasca continued to press with huge waves of Zui artillery just straight across the lake. One of the advantages of the Seraphim on this map. And here we see our experimental that we saw the notification for. Ayahuasca here going up against bricks that are trying to break through. And there's a notification for a second experimental. We'll check back on that in a minute. See how this attack's doing. And Eodin there overcharging the brick. Nowhere near enough to damage it. Eodin's going to require more energy storage so he can pack a bigger punch versus these units. Ayahuasca now with another experimental unit. Every time I take a breath, it seems like he knocks another one of these out. Bit of an air engage in the mid, both sides with ASF, both sides with bombers. Does appear, thankfully, from Team 2's point of view, they've got numbers, although as soon as I say that, Ayahuasca moves in with another squad of fighters to reinforce. Just finally seeing that most of this spam that was breaking through has been dealt with. There are a few Zuis still causing annoyance. Team 2 are certainly going to want to deal with that. Team London got naval ships right on the coastline here from Ayahuasca. These are going to be able to shred any air from London that gets too close. Meanwhile, looking over here, a very aggressive brick that's gone far too deep is gotten sandwiched between two Monkey Lords there from Ayahuasca. A nice split there from Nomander. This one with 19 kills so far. That's going to get more kills up there, assuming that Ayahuasca leaves it to play. Does look like he's put Tech 1 bombers of his own on the case. And so at 25 minutes, just wonder, does London have any idea where his commander is? Well, they have a notification. Somebody put a mark down when Ayahuasca was there, but Ayahuasca is now over here. And so no, there is actually a huge wave of torpedo bombers here from Eden, and they are actually going for a torpedo launcher. I just wonder, do they see the commander? And no, they don't. They do get a contact, but there's no way of knowing that that is or is not the commander. That's unfortunate from London. Very aggressive Monkey Lords over... Sorry, very aggressive bricks over here. Monkey Lords on the brain after seeing all of those notifications from Ayahuasca. And the torpedo bombers that are dealt with having caused a minimal amount of damage. Very nice raids here from Iadin, going after the flanks belonging to Ayahuasca. But Ayahuasca continuing to press with this Monkey Lord. 116 kills so far. Just doesn't appear that London have an answer for this unit. They're throwing bricks at it one at a time, which isn't necessarily the best way to deal with a Monkey Lord. We've got Monkey Lords 2 and 3 here from Ayahuasca making their way over as well. We do have these bricks tearing up Ayahuasca's base. 16 kills, this one with 23. And we've got this brick here as well that did finish off up there with 27 kills. So together with the Zui artillery from Iadin, they are hitting back. 26 minutes 45 seconds, and one of the extremities of the base there belonging to London are now down. Call that the Scottish Highlands have been lost. We're talking about the UK map. Ayahuasca here. I don't think Team London have any idea how close the enemy is. And bearing in mind, guys, this is a 1400 versus a 14, a 17, and a 2K rated player. He's 3-1 behind on APM before you even take into account the ratings. And he's holding. I think that's why you can forgive things like this, where Iadin's just overwhelming him with the amount of units in different locations. And you can see how effective that is. But you're beginning to see, all right, well, there's bricks coming down here from Ayahuasca, but if you are rooting for London, what's more worrying are perhaps the 3 Monkey Lords descending on down now, down the eastern coast. We've got the Navy in the central areas here from Ayahuasca. We've got the Tech 1 artillery, the Zui spam that's tearing factories up. We've got loyalists here that have gone a little bit too close, but again, still inflicting large amounts of damage. I'm just curious. Let's have a look on the kills to build ratio. It's 4-2 versus 3-6 favouring Team London. So arguably they're still getting more kills in terms of mass spent. But I can only assume that isn't going to hold true for much longer. For these 3 Monkey Lords here from Ayahuasca, I'm not sure if Team London have even been able to kill one of them. This artillery here has still caused him so many headaches. Ayahuasca does finally respond to it with a huge wave of Tech 1 bombers. I think we can relinquish that. And at 28 minutes 45 seconds, it does appear it's definitely time to split the screen. We've got a Monkey Lord here from Nomander breaking through into Ayahuasca's base. But over here, let's hide the scoreboard momentarily. We've got the 3 Monkey Lords from Ayahuasca pressing down. A solitary Monkey Lord here from Team London to defend. 1 attacking. Ayahuasca responds to the Monkey Lord with a huge wave of Tech 1 bombers. How effective they are. Meanwhile, over here, the 3 Monkey Lords slice through the solitary Monkey Lord like a hot knife through butter. There is a second defending Monkey Lord here now from Nomander. That goes down without managing to kill a single Monkey Lord. And so it's a 3 Monkey Lords. Gamer 9 with perhaps the advice of the century. Run! Monkey Lord over here from Nomander. Doesn't look like it's going to get that much else done thanks to all these bombers. And so with it, I think it's time to focus back on the action over here. Full screen. As the 3 Monkey Lords from Ayahuasca begin to press down. And at 30 minutes on the nose, you get a little inkling of who may win. We've got Navy control in the middle from Ayahuasca. We've got Bricks down here. We've got 2 more reinforcing Monkey Lords here. There are 5 Monkey Lords bearing down on London. And as best I can tell, there's almost nothing in their path to stop them. We are dead, dude. We have nothing against those 3 spiders. There's a bit more than 3. Of course, they're not necessary to see them all. Gamer 9 now realizes there are 4 spiders. Wise move here from Nomander. Flies his commander off the front line. Let's go all cinematic. The Monkey Lords walk into an attempted wall of Oblivion turrets here. I say attempted, there are 4 of them. Waves of Tech 1 bombers going after the Monkey Lords now. That right there should be the screenshot. Hopefully don't give away whose team it is. And the Monkey Lord's continuing to press. And I best just release the cinematic camera before somebody says, I can't see what's going on. I know the feeling because I used to watch other channels that did the same. So I tried to keep it to a minimum. But look at this. Huge waves of bombers here from Eodin. They run into a chicken. But if I was Gamer, I best move. Gamer looks like he's trying to fly himself out. He's trying to get onto the transport and realizes it's too late. One of the Monkey Lords does go down. But the other Monkey Lord primaries him, and with it, 31 minutes, 56 seconds, Gamer has been defeated by Ayahuasca. Ayahuasca, incidentally, whose 1 Monkey Lord went round the houses, clearing out some units at the back, rejoins the main squad. Another Monkey Lord goes down. Just 2 Monkey Lords now from Ayahuasca remain. The leading Monkey Lord getting too close there to Eodin, who's trying to desperately construct a chicken. Monkey Lord walks right through the middle of Eodin's air grid, takes it out and primaries Eodin. Eodin, who desperately needs to overcharge the Monkey Lord, doesn't manage it or doesn't pack enough punch. And with it, Eodin lives up to the name that his clan tag specifies. And with it, it's a 1 versus 1. Ayahuasca versus Nomander, a 1400 versus a 2k, but the 2k who is here very bravely hiding on the very corner of the map. Actually, that makes quite a cool picture there, the way the textures wrap around the corner. What is not cool though, if you are rooting for Nomander, is that your few remaining structures here being taken out by the Monkey Lord. He has more bricks pouring through from Ayahuasca all the time. There's the Navy to contend with. Silver lining, there is a Yotha chicken here. And he's going to have to move that if he wants to keep it alive. And move it he does. He puts it on a little patrol order to try and deal with some of this Tech 1 spam. I'm not sure that is the most important priority. Tech 1 bombers versus the Monkey Lord. It's a 5-star Monkey Lord. 241 kills. 115,000 mass killed to its name. Those numbers are only going to increase as time ticks on. The Monkey Lord is also escorted with a few hover tanks, but the Tech 1 bombers are really interested in this bomber. Nomander here continues to try to hide in the corner. He was trying to get an upgrade. Notice he's paused, so he must be very short on energy. The bombers here continuing to go after the Monkey Lords, but the Monkey Lords regenerating at 135 hit points a second. We see the chicken over here under control of Nomander. He's trying to go defensive, but again, more and more bricks here from Ayahuasca pouring through all the time. And I think at 34 minutes, if you hadn't already had an idea, who may win this. Maybe you do now. Silver lining here. Silver lining. It's a very, very thin silver lining, and it is the damage that these artilleries here, these Lobos, are putting out again, just overwhelming the APM. The chicken is now going after these bricks. It is surrounded on all sides. Nice decision here from Nomad to go after the clumped up chicken, the clumped up bricks first. You'll get most kills, but again, there are just too many bricks. There is a little rank of vet there for the chicken. Gets a few more hit points, but again, far too little, too late. Reinforced by a bunch more bricks there from Ayahuasca, and at 34 minutes 55 seconds, it looks like, well, what else is there for Nomad to do? 2K rated or not? And Nomad says, don't you know it? At 35 minutes, London lobs in the towel. London has fallen, and it's time to start chucking the salt. Can't even focus on sniping the single ACU left over. To be fair, I'm not sure you ever found him. And that marks the end of another video here on Tactical Takeover. Thank you very much for watching, and also a huge welcome to Dr. Patat. He joined on the Patrons the other day, actually on one of the crazy support levels. Just did a video over there showing some of the stats behind the channel, some of the behind the scenes stuff. Also want to give an apology to everyone, especially to the Patrons, because on the last video that I did, for whatever reason, it took YouTube forever to process it, and usually it takes about 5 or 10 minutes. And so what happened was, I uploaded the video, I gave early access to the Patrons by about 5 or 6 hours, and they literally had early access to nothing because it wasn't ready. So 1,000 apologies. In any case, I hope you're all doing very well. Enjoy the rest of your day, and until next time, from me here, deep inside the UK, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Take care. Bye-bye.